Welcome back everybody to another episode of Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm kpg-gooner here, and in today's episode we've got a new DLC pack to have a look. The Collector's Bikes pack. Now this bike pack has 5 awesome bikes to have a look at, and we're going to be checking those bikes out in a minute, and we're going to test one out in today's episode. Also guys, I'm just going to reply to a message I got recently. Now I got asked in my first experience videos on a bike to show some sort of setup, because some people are finding it hard to use some of these new bikes on the standard setup like I do in the videos. I know some people can manage it, but some people find it difficult. So I'm going to change things up, and I'm going to tweak the bikes here and there, and I'm going to show you that after the race. So I hope that helps you out. Right, we're going to jump straight into having a look at these awesome bikes on this new bike pack, and then we're going to test one out. So let's get straight into it guys. So here we go. Right, first up in this new bikes pack is the Kawasaki GPZ 900R Ninja from 1989. So it's quite an old machine, but could still be a good bike to try out. But do let me know in the comments below, out of all the bikes I show you in this new pack, which ones you really want to see. But I will be testing one of them out in today's episode. But this one looks pretty awesome. Definitely worth having a look. I mean, it's quite a big CC engine for an old bike, so it might be worth having a look at. Right, let's get into the next one. Right, next up in this pack is an MV Augusta Brutale 800 from 2016, so relatively new. And I do like a lot of the naked bikes they've got in the game, and I have tried out a few from the MV Augusta range, so this might be a decent one to try out. I think the stats may be pretty decent on this as well, but we will have a look at that. If you want to see this one, let me know. So now we're going to jump in to the next bike on this awesome pack. Right guys, next up in this pack is another bike from 1989, and it's the Suzuki GSX-R 750 RRLE. Now I haven't seen this bike, and I do like the one-seater bikes. There is quite a few like this sort of style from those years, so this one may be a good one to try out. It definitely looks decent. I'm not sure what the stats are going to be like on it, but it could be a good one. But just let me know in the comments guys. Right, let's get on to the next bike. Right guys, next up on this pack is a Triumph Scrambler from 2016. Now I'm not a big fan of these sort of bikes, but there is a lot of people out there that do like Scramblers. So let me know in the comments below, you might want to see this, but it's not going to be a very high powered bike, so it's not going to be like a high speed race, because this game's about racing, and I can't see racing one of them is going to be that entertaining. But anyway guys, let's get into the next bike on this pack. Right guys, so this is the final bike of this Collector's Bike pack, and it's the Supermoto DB9 Bravado S 2014. Now there is a few versions of this bike on the game. I'm not sure what this one's going to be like, but I'm going to select this one as the bike to try out in today's episode. It looks very, very good, and I think the performance may be pretty good on this one, but there is quite a few on this game. But we will have a look at the stats before it's upgraded and then after. So let's get straight to that now guys, so here we go. Right guys, this is the bike before it's upgraded. It has 7.2 acceleration, 7 braking power, 5.9 top speed, and handling 7. So it's got 641 performance points. So the thing that stands out to me that isn't very good is the top speed. But we will fully max it out, and we'll see what happens once it's upgraded. So here we go. Right guys, so we fully upgraded it, and the acceleration has gone up quite a bit. The handling's not bad, the braking power's about average, but the top speed 7.4, that is quite poor. Now I've checked out a few bikes in this range, and it's really going to struggle, but we're going to race it, see how it competes against other bikes in this range, and see what happens. So let's get straight into that now guys. Right guys, we're going to race around this awesome circuit. I think it will really test this bike out, and like I said, I may tweak the bike a little bit, but I will show you the setup after this video. But looking at the lineup, there's a few bikes in there I think it's really going to struggle against, especially for the top end speed being so low. So we'll just find out. So let's get straight into the race. Right, so here we go with the race. Now I've got no traction control on, no anti-wheelie, and it's on the Pro Physics. Hopefully that should be okay, but it's going to be hard to keep the front wheel down on this bike. And oh god, really struggled to keep it down. Had to back off slightly. That's lost us a bit of speed, but I will show you the setup I'm using on this bike after the video, guys, so don't worry. Now I really think this bike is going to struggle with the top end speed on the straights, but I'm hoping this is going to be good into the corners, and that's hopefully where we're going to gain some time. So we've not done too bad. Oh god, the back end there, that was my own fault, trying to accelerate a little bit too hard. You've got to gradually open the throttle on this circuit, on this bike, because I'm telling you, the front wheel goes up so easy. So that's the same for a lot of the naked bikes with this sort of power. So let's just try and hold it into this turn, gradually open the throttle, trying to keep that front wheel down. A little bit of a contact there, got up the inside though, that was awesome. So we're up to P3, just gradually opening the throttle again, trying to not get too much wheelie action, because around these sort of turns you're going to fly off, so I don't want to be doing that in this video. Now I've got it on 4 laps, so hopefully within the 4 laps we can get a decent position, but I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to compete. I think it's the BMW 1000S that's gone flying out in front, and that's going to be one of the hardest bikes to compete against because of its top end speed. So on the straights it's going to absolutely kill me. I'm only going to be able to compete against it in the corners with my acceleration, because I think the acceleration is quite similar, but we will see. Let's just try and get a little bit closer, trying to get nice and smooth into these turns. Oh god, that bike's gone really wide there. Let's try and take advantage of that and just try and hold a decent speed in second gear around this corner. You just got to hold it, get a decent average speed, and then accelerate as soon as you see the end of the turn, and just try and keep that front wheel down. That wasn't too bad actually. We got a good drive out that turn, and again just trying to keep it nice and tight and not just full throttling it at all in the corners, because you're just not going to be able to keep that front wheel down. Right, we've managed to get the wheel down, and we've powered, and we got the fastest lap on the first lap, so that's a good start. Right, we're up to P2, and we're right behind the BMW, and that's the bike that we're going to struggle to beat. I think it's definitely got a better top end, as I'm really struggling to keep up with it. Oh god, gained a bit of time in that corner. It slowed down quite a bit, and again let's try and get a nice tight turn, keep a nice decent speed around that turn, and open the throttle again, and we've managed to control that front wheel, which is absolutely brilliant. It's only into the slow turns, when you drop down into sort of first and second gear, you've got to be careful on your throttle control, so just be careful guys. That is a warning, and if you ride with no anti-wheelie you will know that you cannot just pull full throttle, so just be careful with that. Just couldn't get my words out there guys, I really tried to concentrate as well. Right, let's just try and hold it into this turn here. Hold it, don't lose it, keep the front wheel down, slowly open the throttle again, that's good again. So we're doing okay, we're holding second position, but we're still struggling to keep up with the BMW in front, but hopefully we will try and gain on him in the corners. That's the only where I've seen so far where we seem to be a little bit better than the bike in front. So let's just try and hold it again, just use that front brake to get that front end turned in nicely. Yes, we managed to do it, and again we've got to keep this nice and tight and see if we can gain some time. Yes, he went a little bit wider, so I think he's going for the approach to go wider and then get a good drive turning in. Sometimes that does work, but I've gone from the inside and just tried to get a good average speed and held it around that turn, and that worked out for me okay. We're still managing to maintain the same sort of gap behind him. We've just got to push it a little bit more into the next couple of laps. Right, we've managed to get to the end of the second lap. Let's see what the time is. So we've managed to do 1:47, which isn't too bad, and we've got a good drive out there. Oh my god, we've managed to gain a little bit of time on the BMW. We've managed to just sneak up the inside there, but he's not going to let that go. He's probably going to try and get back past in one of these turns. Let's just try and hold it into this turn, keep it nice and smooth. He's right behind me. This is going to be a real battle towards the end of this race. Let's just try and keep him off and accelerate. Now we definitely have a little bit more acceleration, I'm feeling, out of the slow turns if we can just keep that front wheel down. Right, slow it down into this turn. This is where it's going to be key. This is where he's going to catch up, so we've got to be nice and smooth. Don't hesitate or panic, because we've definitely still got quite a bit of an edge into these sort of corners, and I can hear him right behind me. He's getting very close. Is he going to try and take me in one of these corners? Oh, please don't knock me off. Right, slow it down into this turn. Is he going to try and come up the inside? Oh, I'm not sure. I can still hear him very, very loud. There he is. Right, so let's just try and hold him off through here. We've definitely got the line here. Oh god, he just touched my back wheel there, I think, and he's come off. Oh my god, what the hell was the AI doing there? You can't overtake through there. But he went for it. We're definitely going to have a look at that on a replay if we can just get this to the end of the race without crashing out. But the AI do make some insane passes. Sometimes they pull them off, but he definitely wasn't going to get it through there quicker than me. But there you go, it cost him. But let's try and finish this race off. We definitely hopefully would have beat him even if he hadn't come off, because we have shown that we do have the edge in the turns. But let's just try and keep this speed up, maintain the gap that we've got, because there's still some fast bikes sitting behind us and we don't want to lose it now. So we go into the last lap now, and hopefully we can just push it a little bit more. So we dropped quite a bit of time there, so just over a second on that lap. Let's see if we can just speed up slightly, because I don't want to let them catch up if you know, because they all seem to be quicker on the last lap, I find, in these races, so I don't want to give them any advantage or any look at the lead. So let's just try and hold it through there. A little bit tentative there, not as fast as I would like, and that's definitely going to be a little bit slower than my previous lap. Yes, definitely. So we've dropped a little bit of time, but they're still looking at the track map. There's still a decent gap, so let's just try and maintain that if we can. Right, oh God, we hesitated there. Now it's really annoying. You've got to be really good on your throttle round those sort of turns, because if you hesitate, it costs you so much time, and they've closed the gap slightly. Right, let's just try and hold it through here. This is where the BMW crashed into me through this, not this section, but after this turn. So that's where they're probably going to try and catch up. And again, we've hesitated through there, and we've dropped over a second. We really are dropping off the pace in this last lap. I'm just getting a little bit twitchy as we're coming to the end, and I don't want to lose the race, because I think I've actually raced pretty well, really, considering we do lack that extra top end speed. And you know, overall, I don't think it's probably the best handling out of the bikes in this race, but it's done okay. Right, they're right behind now. We've dropped so much time in this last lap, but having that decent gap has sort of worked out for us, and we've still managed to hold the lead. But I can still see the markers right behind me, so they're quite close. So any mistake, and just see the back wheel there, just hesitate slightly through that turn. Let's just try and keep it nice and smooth. We've only got one more turn, one more right-hander. Yes, there's still a decent gap there. Yes, I think we're going to do it. Yes, we get to the turn and get that front wheel up, and there you go. Oops, and off I go. But we took the victory anyway. I just pulled back a little bit too much there, but this bike does wheelie up so easily. But we take the victory. We're just going to have a quick look at what happened to that BMW. I definitely think it wasn't my fault, because you can't really overtake through that tight section. But we will see. I like to check, because I'd like to keep my races clean if I can. If I take someone off, I restart. I don't like ruining other people's races. I like to win fair and square. So we're going to check that out now, guys, and we will see exactly what happened. Right, so we're having a look at a replay, and we may look at an onboard of the BMW as well, but let's see what happens. So I have the lead there going into that turn, and next thing I know, he's come off. So did I clip him? Let's have a look. Right, so we're on board with the BMW here, so let's see what happens. He definitely tried to overtake in a dangerous area, but we will check it out. So he goes through here nice and tight. I'm trying to hold the line. I get a nice tight line into there, go a little bit wide. He gets a good drive, but I'm still in the lead here as we go into this turn. So I definitely have the line. He's tried to go around the outside. You can't go around the outside there, and he paid for it. So there you go. Right, now we're just going to check up what setup I used in that race. Now, spring stiffness, I went for 3 on both. Preload, 2 on the front, 1 on the rear. Compression damping, I put both on 5, and rebound both on 3. That seemed to work nicely. I'm not sure whether that would be the same around every circuit, and also I didn't change the gear ratio at all. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please give it a big thumbs up. Please let me know what bikes you want to see from the new pack today, and I just want to say thank you, guys, because you've all been brilliant, and I will see you very, very soon.